All right. What's good, everybody? This is Ryan Johnson with MoneyBass.com. All right, guys, we are up for another one. I know you guys have seen the title of this video, so I will give you guys a little bit of time to trickle into the live stream. And if you could, I see some guys that are already here and ready to get into it. Please hit a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. Just want to make sure everything looks good, sounds good, so we can get right into it. And as usual, I will go through, give a few shout outs, and then we will kind of get right into the topic for tonight. Mega 360, Mega Side Imaging. Yeah, you guys know I'm running Humminbird systems. So you may be running Garmin, Lowrance. So some of this information is kind of transferable. And also always keep in mind, guys, I do run Humminbird systems, but my subscribers, members of the money team, people that support the channel, there are guys here that are going to run Lowrance, Garmin. Some guys have them mixed up a little bit. They kind of have a little combination going on. So we may have some guys in here that have Humminbird and Lowrance, Humminbird and Garmin, Garmin and Lowrance, kind of have things mixed up like that. So and another thing, okay, I see you guys hit me with a 1. Just wanted to make sure everything looks good and sounds good, guys. All right, so the other thing that we can do to kind of help each other out is also the thing that I always mention, guys, get active in the comment section. That always helps out the live stream and just kind of makes for a better experience for everybody. And for this evening, if you could, just put what type of system that you are running down in the comment section. And that way, if you have any specific questions or anything like that, if you have any type of issues, or maybe you're just trying to get your system dialed in a little better, we do have Big Jim checking into the live stream, guys. So he is one of the top guys when it comes to getting those systems dialed in. So he is in the live stream tonight. So the thing to keep in mind is if you have any issues, any questions about, like I said, getting it dialed in or just settings on your unit, feel free to always put that down in the comment section, because if I can't answer the question, there will be somebody that will, may be active in the comments that can answer those questions for you. And also the other thing, guys, you never know who may be showing up in these live streams. So definitely don't be shy. Let's get active in the comment section. Like I said, it just makes for a good time for everybody. All right, so let's see. See some guys checking in. Looking good. All right, let me see. Let's just go ahead and take a look and see who we have checking into the live stream. Man, all right. So you guys are getting active in the live stream. Good thing. All right, so let's see. We have somebody checking in a little early. We have Michael with High Tech Redneck Fishing. All right, he says, I'm first. All right, and that is right. His comment was in there a little early, guys. He says, I tested the first side imaging transducer for Lowrance in 2009. All right, had the first HDS Gen 1 with the black box. All right, so yeah, so you're not new to the game. It sounds like you know what you're doing. All right, let's see. My best tool for finding fish is down imaging.
Yes,
All right, so I know that's something that people get out there and you can get some results with that. Sounds good. All right, then we got Big Jim. Like I said, Big Jim is stepping into the live stream, guys. Really appreciate you stopping by, Big Jim. And also, like I said, guys, he is definitely a Humminbird guy. He has a little bit of everything on his boat. And the other thing that I mentioned for the guys that are just coming in, go ahead and hop in the comments and just put what type of system that you're running, whether you're running Humminbird, Garmin, Lowrance, and if you have live imaging, 360, active target, live scope, just what your system is set up, comprised of. And that way, as we go through some things, if any of the guys have questions, it kind of helps everybody see what everybody else is kind of working with out there if you start having questions. And also, like I said, this is a good place to come and network, guys. What we do here on this channel is we are here to help each other out and, just come back with some success stories so that we can get better throughout the year and just reach some of the goals that we have set for, set for ourselves. And also just come back and brag a little bit once the season gets started, because it's about to get started, guys. So as you come in, let's say some of you guys may be tournament fishermen, may not be tournament fishermen, but for the tournament fishermen, we're going to come back. We'll come back and maybe we want to brag a little bit about those wins that we get. If we cash a check or two. And then for the guys that are out there fun fishing, just getting out there, enjoying the scene and all that. Maybe you're learning a new technique. maybe you get that PB.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So this is definitely a place where we can come and kind of share those experiences and also help each other out. A few live streams ago, there was, goodness, I can't remember the guy that it was, but he is a member of the money team. But what he had was a question regarding the lake that he was currently fishing. He was trying to catch fish in 40 to 50 feet of water. So we kind of tossed the question out there, and we just watched guys get active down in the comments, giving him some suggestions and everything. So we're still waiting to hear back. Maybe he did report back to us last week. I can't remember, but it's always a good thing, you know, kind of sharing the information, helping each other out on the lake, then coming back and just sharing your experience, just see if those different techniques that you hear from people are helping you out. And also the other thing that we will do is the how would you fish it segment. And basically what that is I will pull up some footage. The majority of time that is going to be whenever I have been out on the water, and I will pull up maybe my 360 imaging, down imaging, sonar, or live imaging. And basically it will show you some footage from whenever I was out on the water. You just take a look at that and just see if you notice the structure, the cover, the fish, water temp, water depth, different things like that, and how you would fish that. And the way that has been helping a lot of guys out is because some of the people here are from different regions, so we may use different baits. But the thing is, sometimes the bait that works in one region will cross over and work in another region. So it kind of exposes us to other things other than what we are normally fishing. And, you know, it can kind of help out in whenever times get tough and you're, you know, out there struggling just a little bit. I know we've all kind of experienced that. All right, guys. All right, so let me see. Let me get back to it. So we have Greg checking in. Greg says, good evening from Central PA. Big Jim, I was over at your channel a moment ago.
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah. So that's good. That's good. All right, guys. Really appreciate anybody that is new stepping into the live stream. All right, Big Jim Fisher says, thank you. I'm going to be busy. Yes, Big Jim is going to be busy, guys. He's going to be real busy. I watched that video he put out a little earlier today. Big Jim's going to be into a little bit of everything. And also the other thing, if anybody is going to be fishing any tournament trails, and especially BFLs, just put BFL in the comments. And because that's what I plan on fishing is some of the BFLs lined up for 2023. And I would do a live stream specifically on fishing the BFLs. And some of you guys may have stepped it up a little bit more. Maybe you're in the Toyota series or things like that. You know, I haven't quite stepped up to that yet, but feel free to always hop in, especially whenever we're doing like the BFL live stream, things like that. So we can, you know, just get out there and see how each other's experiences are going. And sometimes there are things that one person may know that could help the entire group out as far as different type of sponsorships. And then the other thing is, I know there's bonuses that you can get for based on the type of equipment, the type of boat, things like that. So there's always ways that we can help each other out, guys. All right, and let's see. Big Jim says, but I love it. That's right. He's going to be out there busy. All right, then we have Harry stepping back into the live stream. Harry says, good evening, MoneyBass. What does Santa bring you besides a lump of coal? Ah, come on, man. What's going on with that lump of coal? He says, just joking. Did you get your target lock? Come on, man. Why you got to keep asking about that target lock? No, I don't have that target lock yet. No, you don't have it either. So I don't feel too bad yet. All right, let's see who else we have checking into the live stream. Oh, man. Okay, guys, check this out. We have. Where did it go? Where did we go? Hold on just a second. Let me get back to it, guys. Hold on just a second. Let me show you what we have starting off early for this evening. There we go. We have the sponsor of tonight's live stream at this point is Big Jim Fishing. Really, really appreciate it. Anytime somebody steps in and shows some support, shows that the channel is giving out some value for them, I really, really appreciate it. And basically, guys, what I say, the sponsor of the live stream, each live stream that we do is the person that gives the highest super chat, super sticker. I think there's a few other things that you can do. And actually, let me just put this banner down here. And what you see scrolling across the bottom is the banner. And this just represents the people that have sponsored the live streams. The previous live stream, if you look down there, the scrolling across the bottom was Italian Bassmaster 14. All right. So really, really appreciate you for supporting the last live stream. But Big Jim has stepped up to the plate and says, hold up, swole up. Let me go ahead and bump you out of the way. And let me just change this banner, guys. Just give me a second. Just have to put in a little bit of work. And then we will get right into this live stream. So we have Big Jim Fishing. All right, so there we go. So I have updated that banner. So now, guys, if you take a look down at the bottom, we have special thank you so much to the sponsor of the live stream is Big Jim Fishing. And like I said, whoever gives the highest super chat, super sticker, and also Cash App, that will be the sponsor of the live stream. Really, really appreciate that, Big Jim. Really, really appreciate it. And make sure you guys go over to his channel. He does have a channel that is similar to mine. His is more of the on the video side, but he is going to step into the live stream game, guys. It kind of looks like I said, I watched the video that he put out a little earlier today. So I know he does fish BFLs and does some other things in the in the fishing industry. And the other thing is, what was that other thing, Big Jim? So, okay, yeah. So there's like some seminars or something that he's going to be getting into. And also he will be fishing the BFLs. So hopefully I can get Big Jim on the show again. And just a few other guys that are going to be fishing BFLs, maybe Toyota series, things like that. And we can kind of share some information about it. Anybody is interested in getting into those type of tournaments. All right, so let me get back to the comments real quick, guys. Where were we? Hold on just a second, guys. All right, so Big Jim. All right, there we go. Hold on, just bear with me, guys. Bear with me. All right, then we have the guys stepping in, giving me a 1, and that is always good at the beginning of the live stream because the last live stream I was muted, but you guys did let me know early enough, and I was able to get that out of the way. All right, thanks, Jim, Greg, for hitting me up. Good evening, Harry. And like I said, you guys, make sure you get active in the comments. Oh, guys, look at this. Who is this? This is Infinite Bassing, straight out of California. What's going on, brother? Hope the fishing has been great. Man, it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough out here. Make sure you guys check out his channel too. He is on YouTube, Infinite Bassing. I am a subscriber to his channel, the same. I'm subscribed to Big Jim also. But yeah, Infinite Bassing, he has some great information out there. And I know he is out there running those Humminbird systems too. And I think he has that live. So I'm pretty sure he has that live system because I know he has that 360. So we're going to get into all of that, guys. And hopefully this will be some information that brings some value to everybody that's that's looking to kind of step it up a little bit. Some of the information you may be familiar with, but I'm pretty sure you're going to hear some things that you haven't thought of or haven't heard before also in the comments if I don't mention it myself. All right, then shout out to 10 Plus Sounds. All right, he's always coming here and supporting the channel. All right, then we have Michael High Tech Red. He's saying hi to the fellas. All right, so here we go. So Big Jim Fishing says he has 1 Solix 15, 2 Solix 12, Mega 360, Mega Live with target lock, Ethernet switch 36-volt Ultra with link. All right, so he is rolling. You guys see he is stacked over there. So he has a lot of things going on. All right, then Harry says sounds good, but don't know about looking good. Humminbird Mega 360, Mega Live, bought and waiting on another Gen 4 as well. 12-foot talents and Ultrex. All right, here we go, guys. All right, looks good. And let's see. So we got Harry. All right, then we have DP stepping back in. He says he has a Humminbird, 2 2 Gen 4s and 1 Gen 3. All right, so he's running the Humminbird. Greg has a Humminbird Mega 360, Mega Live target lock, Apex 19 on the dash with a Solix 15. Man, you guys with these 15s are killing it. And a 10 up front, 10-foot Raptors on the back. All right, there we go. So we got some guys doing a little bragging on their setups in here, talking about those 15s. All right, so Harry says, what's up, DP? Hope you are doing well. Had a great Christmas. All right, so that's what I'm talking about, guys. We're getting here, mixing, mingling, and everything. So guys are getting to know each other. It is going to be a great 2023, guys. We're going to make it a great year. All right, and let's see who else we have. All right, so we have Larry Gaines stepping in. Yes, what is going on? Appreciate you coming into the live stream. And also, that reminds me, want to give a shout out to everybody that is watching on Facebook. Hold on just a second. Let me make sure I update that real quick, guys. And I am still, kind of figuring out all of this social media stuff. So I'm on Facebook too. I don't know how to reply or answer any specific questions on that end. So, but I think they may show up on here so that you guys can see it too if somebody is on Facebook. All right, so we have Bass for him. All right, he says dual mounted 360 Mega Live target lock port side with 360 seems to interfere with the Mega Live. Okay, with the Mega Live image. All right, guys, here we go. All right, money team. All right, subscribers, let's get to it. He has a question. Do I adjust the 360 above live and move the live sonar, what is that, closer to the trolling motor? So it looks like Bass for him is looking to get rid of an interference issue. So I know there's a few guys that have had that same issue in the comment section. So you guys that have already had a resolution to that, please hop in there and just reply to Bass for him. He's looking to get rid of an issue with his interference. So let me just read it one more time. Dual mounted 360 with Mega Live target lock, port side. The 360 seems to interfere with the Mega Live image. All right, so his 360 is interfering. And so I was out on the water today, and I did have a little bit of interference at first whenever I first started. I hadn't been out on the water for maybe about a week or two. And I guess my system just kind of had to stretch it and, kind of had to stretch out a little bit and get things rolling. But right after that, it cleared up on its own. I didn't really have to do anything. And also I noticed that whenever I was a little bit more on the shallow side, that's when I did get some feedback from my 360, but yours could be something a little different. But like I said, you guys that have had that issue and already got resolved, please hop in and let's see if we can help out Bass for him. All right, C219 Troll, what is going on? This is the top of the line, the top guy, the top crappie fisherman checking into the live stream. He says, what's up, money? I'm running Humminbird Helix 12 and 10 for DI and down imaging and side imaging, Garmin for live scope, and Lowrance for in-hole transducer. Woo! So you're running the trifecta. You're running a little bit of everything. All right, looking good. All right, so Michael says, I'm running Garmin 93 SV on my console, Garmin 93 SV with live scope on the bow. Solix 12 Mega 360 on bow, Ultrex. Okay, so he's running a little bit of everything too, guys. All right, so this is exactly what I'm talking about, guys. It doesn't matter which system you're running. Like I said, I'm running Humminbird. I have a Humminbird Helix 9 Gen 3, 10-inch Gen 2, a 10-inch Gen 3, and a 12-inch G4N unit. And I run that G4N on the front of my boat, and I run that dedicated to my 360. But I can do like a split screen with my sonar and things like that. But that's something that we'll get into, guys. Also, as far as just showing the different setup with things. All right, let me just check some things out. I see we have some people in here making some moves. All right, so DP says I have two 10-inch G4 and a G3, and I have a 12-inch G4. I have Mega Live and 360. All right, so there we go. All right, and again, special shout out to Big Jim. He is the current sponsor of the live stream. And like I said, guys, whoever gives the highest super chat, super sticker, cash app to the lot during the current live stream, that is who becomes the sponsor of this channel. So basically, I'm supported by my viewers, guys. Really, really appreciate all the support. And want to give a special shout out to the money team. So we have members of the money team that are currently in the live stream. Let me just take a look. All right, so none of them have checked in yet, but I can see some guys coming into the live stream. If anybody is interested in becoming a member of the channel, a member of the money team, there is a join button right below the video. Once you click on that, it'll give you some information, just kind of tell you the few perks and things like that that come along with being a member of the channel. And also, as you guys saw on the last live stream that we did about jigs, we had a few little perks for the guys that are members of the money team. I know a few of you guys have already reached out to Colin, and I do have your information, Jason, so we'll be following up with you too. So really, really appreciate that. All right, then we have Harry says, okay, so I think I got Harry already. All right, got Harry. Okay, and then there we go, guys. We have Jason, the member of the money team. All right, he says he runs a Helix 10 and a Helix 12 at the console, two Helix 12s up front, all G3 Mega Side imaging and Mega 360. All right, guys, let me just see how far I am getting. Okay, I'm catching. Man, you guys are rolling. in the comment section. All right, so I'm going to speed this up just a little bit. All right, so Big Jim says BFL, and I will post each video on my channel. There we go. DP says my unit is all working fine after I rewrote them. Only one problem: when I put one of my units in standby, when I take it off standby on 360, it still says standby. The only way I can get it off is, okay, so I guess he has a second part to that may come up. All right, he says is to turn off the unit and hit the power button. You can pick standby. Is there any way to get standby to turn it off on the 360? All right, so I know there's some guys in here that can help you out with that, DP. So just take a look in that comments, guys. And so he is having an issue with once he goes into standby. So let's see if we can help DP out with that one also. All right, then we have Michael says, guys, check out my short video on redneck ice fishing. I had to drive a boat through 1 inch of ice to fish the lake. All right, so is this the same lake where you're out there catching those 10 and 13-pound fish at? Is that what you're out there doing? Ice fishing, catching these big bass, Mike? All right, and let's see who we have. Uh-oh, guys, look what we have. We have a new sponsor of the live stream. All right, guys, let me go ahead and put in a little work, get this banner updated so we can get into the video. So I'm just scrolling through here real quick. Like I said, the guys have listed in the comment section what kind of systems they're running. So let me update this banner. And like I said, special shout out to Bass for Him. He says, thanks for serving our country to allow us to fish in freedom. Yes, guys, I appreciate everybody that has, helped out the country, and appreciate everybody for their service in the military. I know Big Jim Fishing is another guy. Appreciate it. But yeah, so thanks for serving our country to allow us to fish in freedom. All right, really, really appreciate you supporting the channel, and hopefully we can get in the comments and help Bass for Him out. And like I said, whoever gives the highest super chat, cash app, or super sticker is the sponsor of the live stream. So just let me do a little bit more work real quick, guys. Get in here and change this banner. We have Bass for Him. Really, really appreciate you supporting the channel. Bass for Him. All right, let me get that updated real quick, guys. All right, and there we go. So if you take a look down at the banner, you will see the banner scrolling, and now it says special thank you so much to the sponsor of the stream, Bass for Him. All right, guys. All right, really, really appreciate that. All right, so what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna kind of squeeze through here real quick. Uh-oh, guys, look what we have. We have Infinite Bassing. All right, he is stepping in, supporting the channel. Really, really appreciate it. He says, I do run Mega Live and Mega 360. All right, really, really appreciate that. All right, so let's see who else we have in here, guys, and then we're going to get straight into this video. And first, what we're going to do is just go over some side imaging and just pull up some footage. And this is going to kind of help the guys out that are kind of, may have some questions about how to go about attacking the body of water. What should you be using? Should you be using your side imaging, your Mega 360? What would you do first? And then how would you, follow up on that? So we're going to kind of show the comparison between using your Mega 360 versus the side imaging. All right, I'm used to saying Mega Live so much, guys, but yeah, so it's going to be the side imaging and the 360. All right, so let me just go ahead and see if I can get caught up real quick with the rest of the comments. And yeah, I'm almost caught up, guys. Hold on 1 second. Where did we go? All right, so we have I Don't Stunt. All right, so we have somebody new to the live stream. I haven't seen that name before. All right, I have a crankbait and a drop shot. All right, so he's ready to get out there and get to work. Bass for Southern California with Helix set up. Okay, so you're out there with Infinite Fishing, Southern California. I don't know if he's in Southern California, but I know, Infinite Bassing. There he is, Infinite Bassing. Make sure you guys check out his channel. He is in California also. So that's what I'm talking about, guys. There are people in here that may be in your same area. You may actually be fishing against some of these guys. You know what I mean? So, hey, it's good to get out there and kind of link up. You may be able to team up and make some things happen. All right, so let's see. All right, DP already ignored me already. All right. So you guys are talking down in the comments. There we go. No, I'm not, Harry. All right. Good deal. Big Jim says Humminbird is working on the interference from the 360. I have a few rings every now and then. No filter will get rid of them. As soon as it fixes out, I will tell the world. All right. So Big Jim is working on that. But the interference that Bass for Him is having, I know somebody else did have that issue, and I don't know if it was an issue with the interference from the power cable or how maybe they didn't have that the choke on there. But then again, that was the Mega Live. But there was something that someone did in the one of the subscribers did do that took care of that issue for him. So if you guys are in here, and maybe DP, if you can take a look at that for Bass for Him, because I think at one point we did discuss that same issue. All right, so DP also says, let me see, yeah, I had a very good Christmas. All right, there we go. All right, so you guys are chatting a little bit down in the comment section, and we have Jason stepping in. Really, really appreciate that, Jason. He is a very strong supporter of the channel. And guys, take a look right next to his name. He has that badge. What that badge shows is, use that real quick. What that shows is he is a member of the money team. And once again, anybody that is interested in that, just make sure you click the link. It says join right below, and that will give you the information and the perks that you get by becoming a member of the money team. All right, so almost caught up on these comments, and then we're going to hop right into the video, guys. All right, so Big Jim Fishing says at Michael, let's see, he says nice setup. All right, DP says, and I hope you had a great Christmas. All right, so you guys are in here talking, doing a little chit-chatting. All right, so here we go. Hunter Taylor says he has a Solix 15 at the console, Solix 12 with Mega 360, and LVS 34 with the 10-inch Garmin. All right, so he stepped up. He has the big dog. He has that 34 up there and the Solix 15. Ooh, that is nice. That's a nice setup. All right, and let's see who else we have. Yeah, Big Jim agrees. That is a nice setup. All right, so this is another thing that Bass for Him is giving us. He says, it happens when I'm fishing port side, and when I move the live towards the port side, I'm getting interference on live. Yeah, so that is kind of interesting. That is kind of interesting. Yeah. So see if yeah, hopefully somebody is in there talking with Bass for Him with that, because it doesn't look like it's something that happens all the time. So hopefully we can get that taken care of for him. All right, and let's see who else we have. All right, so we have Big Jim. He's in here, you know, getting active in the comments. All right, so yeah, you guys are still talking. Almost caught up, guys, and then we're going to get right into this video. Bass for Him says, I had to put a power switch in line for my 360 to turn it off. Yes, that is a good thing so that it does not drain your battery. And also, yeah, that brings up another good point. So make sure you guys check the description of the videos. Anytime I find discounted products or products that I think will be very helpful to you guys, I put those links in the description. Some of them are affiliate links, some of them are not, but there are things that I think will help you out. And mentioning that power switch, I did put a link for the power switch and the fuse panel that I used whenever I connected my live system. And there's also a link to the additional fuses that you will need for your live system, guys. So make sure you always check the description. And there's also a 10% discount going on Tackle Warehouse gift cards. I have a link for that in there also. So if you guys are looking to buy tackle, go ahead and get that gift card. When those additional sales drop, use that gift card and you can kind of double up on those sales. All right, so we have Big Jim. He's in there helping you out. So Big Jim says Mega 360 is side imaging that rotates. You can turn rotation off to use 360 as side imaging. Yes, that is true. That is true. All right, so here we go, guys. Almost caught up. DP can't even spell my name right. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that spell. He says it was a typo. All right, guys. All right, here we go. Woo! All right, so we are caught up. And just want to give another special shout out to the sponsor of the live stream. The sponsor of the live stream is Bass for Him, and we're currently helping him out in the comments. We're gonna get that issue taken care of for you. So really, really appreciate it, guys. All right, so what we're going to get into this evening is Mega 360 and Mega side imaging. I know everybody's talking about live imaging, but before that live imaging came out, guys were still out there killing it with using that Mega 360. And if I was to put up a poll right now, would people choose the Mega 360 over the Mega Live? Believe it or not, there's a lot of guys that would choose that Mega 360 over having that live imaging. And actually, let's go ahead and take a look now. Guys, in the comments, if you are running Mega Live and Mega 360, which would you, if you could only choose one, which would you prefer, the Mega Live or the Mega 360? Drop that down in the comments. Just want to get a feel for the audience, just kind of get a feel for what everybody's working with out there. All right, so while you guys are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and pull up this clip. Now, this first clip, as far as your side imaging goes, your side imaging and your Mega 360, those are, they can kind of do the same thing, but for me, in my opinion, you can use them in different ways to achieve kind of different outcomes. So, and what I mean by that, for me, I pretty much use side imaging as a search tool. I don't use that when I'm actively fishing because of just the way that it works. You pretty much have to be moving in order to use that side imaging effectively. So you can have that on basically, like Big Jim just mentioned. Like, let's say if you have your 360 on the front, you can set that to where it is just reading as side imaging. So as you're going down the bank, say you're fishing a crankbait or something like that, it will still be able to draw a picture that will allow you to see what is to the, you know, to the side of you. But in comparison, if you have that 360, you're going to get that full rotation so that you will see a better picture whenever you are actively fishing. So with that being said, I use the side imaging first to locate the structure, the cover, the fish, whatever it is that I'm going to be targeting, and finding the high percentage areas. Once I have done that and I go back and now I am fishing an area, that is when I will put that 360 to work. So of course, you guys know we've discussed the Mega Live before, but now we're just stopping at the 360. So that 360 is more, it's still a search tool, but you can use that as a more effective search tool while you are actively fishing. So that is the main difference to me. So with this first clip that I'm going to show you guys, and let me just go ahead and share my screen, that is going to be how I attack an area whenever I'm preparing to fish it. So this could actually be done during tournament time, but what I would say it is better to do is to go ahead and have this step completed before tournament day. So that will allow you to just go to straight to the high percentage areas. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this up and we will get straight into this video, guys. Here we go. All right, hold on one second. Let me drop this down. All right, hold on one second. Here we go, guys. All right, let me see. Just bear with me. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to get everything set up over here, get everything rolling. All right, here we go. That's still not it. Hold on just a second. All right, just bear with me, guys. Work in progress. All right, let me just drop that down. What I'm going to do, I just have to drop it down and just share my screen again. Sometimes it does take a minute for everything to sync up. All right, share my screen. Chrome tab. All right, hold on one second, guys. Just had the wrong screen up. That is pretty much what just happened. Let me find it again. Drop that. Okay, there we go. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. All right, good to go. Back with another one. This is another scanning video. The lake water level is very low, which is a perfect time to get out here and make sure you scan the areas. You will be able to find submerged rocks, laydowns, just all kinds of good things if you just take a little bit of time to get out here and start scanning. So let me go ahead and switch this around and show you guys my settings first. So on the lower pane, I have my sonar, have my down scan, and these are the settings that I currently have those on, just so you guys know. But as always, you need to set those specifically for whatever lake you're at and the water conditions that you're going to be facing for that day. And I'm on the lower level, as you can see right here. So now let me go ahead and switch this to the upper level. This is going to be my side scan up here, and there are my side scan settings. So I do adjust those settings depending on what I want to do. If I'm going to go directly down the middle of a cove, I may widen this out a little further so that I can see farther out to the left and right of the cove. But for right now, I'm just going to run down on the left side and show you guys what I have found which is going to be some very good stuff. All right, so take a look over here. Let me just exit out on this side and go over here to the sonar side. I'm sorry, the mapping side. Very simple. Let's see. I'm out here trying to do this with one hand, guys. Let me go ahead and move because I'm getting in some shallow water. As you can see, I have my mapping side set over here. Anything that is 10 feet and shallower is going to be red. I have that green area set to anything, I believe it's 20 to 30 feet. Let's see, we can go ahead and pull that up real quick. There is that screen, and this is my Humminbird Lake Master chip. So that's what you're looking at right here. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to be scanning today. So take a look over there, guys. You see all of that sand. So that's kind of like a sandy point, flat, something like that. All of that is out of the water right now. It is normally in the water. And what we are going to do is just go straight down this bank. I would say I'm going to try to stay, maybe I'm in 19 feet of water right now, but I will try to stay maybe closer in, maybe around, I think that's about good, 19 feet of water or so, because then that allows me to see all the way out to the bank. See, there you go. There's some isolated rocks right over there. So what I would do is mark those, and I would use the icon for rocks whenever I mark that. Then I see that overhanging trees. You kind of see like a little feeder creek, not a feeder creek, but where some water runoff comes down in there. And a lot of times those are indications of ditches also. Take a look at that, guys. There are some laydowns right there. And all I am doing is also at the same time, I'm looking to see what I can see with my eyes, and also looking to see what I see on my side scan. So you can see the rocks right here. And in just a minute, I will show you guys how I go through and mark the locations whenever I'm finding those. So let me just see if I can scan this in just a little bit farther for you guys real quick. All right, there we go. All right, so take a look at that. You see the laydowns coming into the water. You see isolated areas where there's rocks. Then there's an area where it's clear at. Take a look. There's another area with rocks. So all I do is I come straight down this bank, and now that I can see it with my eyes, the side scan is always a good tool to still have, because it will let you see how far out into the water that the rocks or the laydowns or whatever that you're actually seeing come out. But the main thing is, now that I can see this with my eyes, all I would do is move my cursor over to where. So take a look at that right there, guys. Let me see. Let me switch this back over real quick. Kind of too far in. All right, so if you take a look right there, you can see where those rocks came out some. So I'm a little too far from the bank right now. I'm sitting in 25 feet of water. Like I said, I generally want to stay in here to where the water is maybe like 15 feet or so, sometimes 20, just as long as I can see the bank. But let me get back and zoom in again for you guys. So that, there you go. So take a look at that. All of that you're looking at would normally be underwater. But now that the water level is low, you can definitely get in here and see those areas, mark those areas, and come back and fish those areas later. So you see some laydowns over there. You see some rocks. So you guys that like fishing shallow, this is really something that I would suggest that you take the time to do, because you can find some very productive areas and cut down on your search time whenever it's time to get out here and start fishing. And for you guys that are in the Patreon, there is a more detailed, I guess a little more detail, and I kind of go over some information with the Mega Live. So if you guys are in the Patreon, make sure you check out that video. I will also put this video in the Patreon for you guys, so you won't have to search and find this one, because it kind of goes goes together with that other video. So in that Patreon, I will put some useful videos and things like that in there also. So it won't always be Patreon exclusive stuff, but there will definitely be Patreon exclusive information, videos, and just, more details of things in that Patreon. So there we go. Let me just zoom back in. Okay, there we go, guys. You can see the rocks right there. There's another laydown. And see, if you take a look at the back of that, that is normally completely under the water. So you would not even see that unless you know how to use your electronics. Maybe that 360 or something like that would catch it. But if you don't have forward-facing sonar or the 360, more than likely you're going to pass right over that. And there's a good chance that you could drive the boat directly on top of it and spook those fish. So now the chances of catching those become a little less likely. All right, so take a look at all of those rocks, guys. Looks good, looks good. All right, so now let's take another look at the side imaging. Let me fix this for you guys. Come back out a little bit. So there we go. Take a look at that. All right, and you can see how far they come out. So whenever you mark this, you would just move the cursor out here and just make waypoints all around in that area so you can kind of outline it. And that's how it looks for what you can see. And that side imaging is going to show you what you can't see. Look at that. There's a laydown right there. Now that's out there kind of deep, and you can mark that and maybe go on top of it with your sonar. Maybe they'll hit a drop shot or something like that. But the main thing, guys, is that this information is what you need in order to get out on the water and focus on fishing instead of having to find fish or find structure that you want to fish or cover at the same time as you're fishing. You can target directly what you're looking for and go to those exact locations. You'll already have in mind what you need to be throwing, what type of bait you need, and things like that based on the cover or structure that you are fishing. All right, there we go, guys. All right, just wanted to stop right there. All right, so the purpose of that, and just hit a 1 in the chat real quick. I just want to make sure you guys can still hear me. It looks like everything is still up and fine. Let me just find my place real quick. All right, yeah, if you could just hit a quick 1 in the chat. Just want to make sure you guys can still hear me and see me. Everything still sounds good. All right, so yeah, I think okay, there we go. All right, so basically the purpose of that, like I said, was to show you guys before I actually start fishing. That is what I do. I go out and I will scan using my side scan if I am going to be fishing shallow. So as you guys know, if you've been out there this time of year, the fish are kind of shallow. I don't know if you might know it or not, but yeah, maybe that's a little tip for you. I mean, I'm finding them offshore, but they're still kind of finicky as far as biting. So whenever you know that you need to dip and go into that shallow water, you want to already have those places ready. So whenever you go in, do that scanning in and out of those coves sometimes. I mean, I know you guys watch Fish the Moment and stuff like that. So you see how much time that you dedicate to scanning so that you can get the results that you want whenever it's time to fish. So step 1, go out there, put in time on the water, put in work on your side scan. And let me just double check in the comments. The other thing, guys, so if you notice, I wasn't marking the areas. I was telling you that I was going to mark them. The reason for that is because I fished that area. So I don't want to mark them and put all those waypoints out there. And I was kind of busy trying to record the video, so I didn't have the angle to where it wouldn't show where the waypoints and everything were going, and have, you know, somebody sitting out there trying to catch my one fish that I'm trying to catch while I'm out there on the water. All right, so let me look back in the comments real quick and just see if anybody had any questions. All right, so let's see. Hold on. All right. Okay, so some of you guys were saying, answering whether you would choose your live over your 360. So Michael is saying that he would choose his live bass for him. All right, he said that 360. All right, and then so 360. Then Michael says 360 to find fish, beds. Yes, that will definitely work with that. They look like little dimples all over the place whenever you find them on that 360. All right, so Bass for him says, another idea: when you mark a waypoint while fishing side imaging, make sure the mark is where the boat position is away from the actual target. When trolling motor is moving to your waypoint, you can switch to 360. Yeah, so you definitely want to make sure you move that cursor and put the cursor directly over where you want that waypoint at. All right, and then I guess you guys are talking about different baits in there. So he's talking about a spy bait. All right, Big Jim says, for Solix users, just touch the screen to mark the waypoints on the wood/rocks. If your units are networked, they will show up on your Mega 360 screen. Oh, man. You guys are out there living the good life with those touch screens, man. I mean, it's making me want to get one, at least for my console. But I think if I get one for my console and start living the good life while I'm sitting down relaxing, I'm gonna want one for the front too. So we'll see. All right. So you guys were telling me that you can see me. Okay. All right. Special shout out to Jason. Really appreciate you coming back to the live stream, member of the money team. All right. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody. All right, so we have Burning Neil. All right, checking in. Yes, sir. Appreciate you stepping back. He is a strong supporter of the channel. All right, then Michael says, my fish have been offshore in about 40 to 50 feet. Yeah, Michael, you're out there catching those 10 and 13 pounders on Lake X. So yeah, we don't have access to Lake X. So is anybody else catching their fish out offshore right now? I mean, I did catch a whenever I went out there. I found them last time, but I went out there for just a little bit today, and they were pretty much on the shallow end. Didn't really stick anything, but I might have to go back out there and redeem myself tomorrow, guys. All right, and then we have Nate. What's going on, Nate? And Nate says you need better poles versus the touchscreen. All right, so what Nate is referring to, I don't know if you guys have been watching the shorts. I put out little short clips. They're called YouTube shorts, and they just show, me flipping fish to the boat or catching a fish or just things like that. So on one of the recent shorts that I put out, I was flipping the fish to the boat, pole snapped right in half. So Nate saw that, and he had to drop a comment or two. Nate's always trying to mess with me. All right, so let's see who else we have. All right, DPs, just let me know that everything is looking all right. Okay, guys. So that is the Mega Side imaging. Pretty much that was just showing a cove in shallower water. I just ran straight to the back of that cove and just scanned it on the way out. I turned back around and scanned it back on the way in again because I didn't want to miss anything. So what I basically did is I would scan in, say, 10 to 15 feet of water. When I loop back around, I may scan it and sit in like 20 to 25 feet of water, because at the same time I'm searching my down scan and my sonar so that I can see if there's any brush piles or anything like that I go over. All right, so what I want to show you guys now is the Mega 360 clip. Let me just find that real quick. All right, just bear with me again, guys. Just give me a second so I can get that, find where that is at. Let's see, is that it? Okay, here we go. All right, so let me just drop this other video out, and I am going to pull up the Mega 360 clip. All right, hold on one second. All right, just have to share my screen again, guys. All right, here we go. All right, let me blow that up for you. All right, there we go. All right, so now what we're going to do for this one, it is just basically showing you the 360, which hopefully everybody is familiar with. But this is just a video. Some of you guys had asked questions about setting up your 360 because you're looking at it. You don't really know what you're seeing on the screen. Are you seeing rocks? Are you seeing brush piles? Are you seeing laydowns, things like that? So a good way to do that is to just take maybe 30 minutes, an hour or something like that, and just scan different areas so that you know exactly what you're seeing. So this video right here is going to show you how I go about that, and it will definitely help you guys out. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay. All right, so here we go, right here at the boat ramp. And as you know, each ramp's kind of like a small road made out of concrete, and there's a curb on each side of those. So you can see that with your eyes. You can actually see it coming down into the water. So you know what you want to do is to get that 360 mega imaging unit to pretty much show you the same thing that you're seeing with your eyes. So as we come down here, I've been moving around so you can see the curves. You can see pretty much the details and everything in there. But like I said, I'm moving around right now, so I'm going to get out here and try to get stationary and just tweak some of these settings. But this again is a starting point for you whenever you first get on the water. Just pull right out, turn back around, and come straight out to the ramp, because you know what's under the water, and use that as a guide to tweak your settings. So basically you want to pull up as shallow as you can get so that you can actually see the curb and everything like that, and just so you can match that up with what you are seeing on the units. Those are the settings that I have, but again, everybody may need to tweak it to what their liking is, depending on how well you can see and all that kind of stuff. But I just pull in shallow first, and you know at the beginning of the ramp, you'll be able to see the curb as it comes into the water and everything. And at the end of each ramp, there will be like the leftover concrete, rocks, and gravel and things like that. So as you move around, you're just basically tweaking your contrast and your sensitivity and getting those to where that picture looks the best for you. So that way, once you get out on the main lake and start fishing, you have a reference point, and you can just tweak things a little bit further from there. All right, so I'm just flipping around now so we can see the back side of the ramp. There are those settings again. Let me go ahead and take that off the screen. Just exit out of that. All right, and just wait for this to update. And now we'll see as you go down the ramp, at the end of these ramps, you'll be able to see the concrete and gravel and things like that. Actually, some people come and they'll fish the end of boat ramps and catch some fish on those. All right, so there we go. It's updating pretty good. Nice, clean, crisp picture. And that is the Mega imaging. And you can also do this on that Generation 1 360 imaging, and it pretty much works the same way. The detail will not be as good, but I mean, you can definitely still see the structure and everything that you need. And when I had that unit, I was actually able to see fish also. So this Mega imaging just gives you a lot more detail, better picture quality. All right, so here we go. So now you can see the end of the ramps. It's updating right now. So there's where the ramp ends. You can see the gravel and everything like that, the leftover. And you can see that these two ramps are a little shorter than these other ones over here on this side. All right, but that's it. Once you get that on the screen, again, all you do is hit menu once, and you can just go through these settings, and you kind of just want to play around with them. But if you just want to get your picture quality set up real quick, just go to 360 Enhance, and then tweak their sensitivity and contrast to get that picture to where you want it. All right, so I'm out here with another way that you can dial in your 360 imaging unit. As you can see, I'm over here with some rocks, nice group of rocks off to my left. And basically what I did is I came out to an area where I could physically see the rocks. Let me just head over that way real quick so you can see the rocks that I'm referring to. Okay, so right here, if you look, you can physically see these rocks. And these rocks come on out to about, I'd say 12, 13 feet of water, something like that. And as you're moving around on the 360, sorry if there's a glare on here, I'm doing my best to try to avoid that. All right, and this is a Helix 9 G3N unit. This one is a Helix 12 G2N unit. All right, so now I'm back. As you can see, the rocks are back to my left. And what you can do now that you know those rocks are there, you can physically see those with your eyes. So you can see the big boulders, you can see the small boulders, everything like that. So all you do is you just go into your settings on whichever type unit that you have. So go into your settings, go to 360 Enhance, and from there you can just kind of play around with the sensitivity and the contrast to get the picture the way that you want. And sometimes, depending on the water depth, different things like that, you may want to come in here and just tweak it a little bit every once in a while, depending on what you're seeing on the screen. All right, so there we go. All right, so another interesting feature that's worth playing around with is, let's see, it is the display area. So basically, once you hit menu, you're going to go down to display. 360, of course, is going to go around the entire boat. You can go to front, which will focus more of the front area of the boat. All right, so it's just changing the settings on this one right now. So that's focusing more on the front area of the boat. Then you have rear. And what this rear area, to me, what I can see this being used for is, let's say you're in an area where the wind is blowing and you need to keep the face of the boat, the front of the boat, into the wind. And therefore, you're going to have to fish off the back of the boat to be able to get the cast to where you need them to go. Then you can put this 360 like on the rear, and it'll kind of give you an idea of what's on the back of the boat. But then, of course, you have to walk to the back to fish. Let's see. Then we got left. So that'll focus more on the left side of the boat. then you can go one more click and that'll take you to the right. So right now there is a area of rocks over to the right of the boat, so I can see where that will come in handy. If you know the isolated area that you want to fish is over to the right, then you just basically use that setting to pinpoint where you want the 360 to show. All right, so I exited back out of there. Now let's check out isolate sweep area, because this will allow you to focus more on the area that you want the 360 to aim in. So basically that's where it'll default to, set up that way. And to make it wider or narrow, more narrow, you just use the up and down arrows on here. So you got to hit that kind of right. Let's see. So there we go. So you can see it widening out, and all I'm doing is holding that down arrow, and that'll widen it out all the way to half screen, and it'll pretty much stop once it gets to half screen. All right, or if you want to make it more narrow, then you have to come back over here and hit this up arrow, and that will make the focused area more narrow. And let's see. Once you want it to begin scanning just that particular area, you hit this check button, and now it'll zoom in and it'll just sweep back and forth on that area that you just designated. All right, and one more way to do that isolate sweep area is, let's say I want to focus in on this specific area right here. I can just go over to this check button, wait for it to get over to the right side of the area, hit that check button, and now it'll start going back in the opposite direction. And hit that check button again, and it'll isolate that area for me. So now, as you can see, it'll just focus on that area that I just picked for it to sweep. So those are some of the settings that you can use with the 360. Of course, nothing will take place for the time on the water and getting out here and kind of experimenting with it yourself. But hope these tips kind of help you guys to get started on it, especially going through there and getting it initially set up on a boat ramp, because you basically want to use what you can see with your eyes as a reference point to get started. And let me see, I'll go and show you some rocks real quick, and then I'll go ahead and sign it off from there, guys, because I got to get out here and at least get an hour or two of fishing in so I can put some of these fish catches up for you on this next video. All right, guys, hope this helps out. I have some extra footage from that Humminbird 360 Mega imaging unit, just some other quick tips and everything that I had previously recorded, but I'll go ahead and add that in on this one just so you guys can take a look at it. It does have some pretty helpful information in there. But all right, guys, hope you like it. Leave me some comments. Let me know if it helped you guys out, and if you have any questions. All right, see you on the next one. All right, so up here on the front of the boat, I have a 12-inch G2N unit and a 9-inch G3 unit right here. And I'm out here in 32 feet of water, but the thing that I wanted to show you is how to determine where the boat is and where your cast needs to be in relation to what you're seeing when you're looking on the screen. So right now you see the boat icon in the center of that screen. That is kind of a misrepresentation of where you are actually at. That should actually be a icon showing the 360 transducer. This little dot back here is actually the motor of the boat. So when this thing scans through, you see this little dot, that's the motor, and the rings are 20 feet apart. So from this transducer to the back of the boat is 20 feet. So let's say if you see some structure right over here, you may think that you need to cast. Well, no, actually, let's say if the structure is right here where I'm touching at. So according to this icon, you would need to cast to the back off of the boat at this kind of an angle, when in actuality, this is the back of the boat right here. So let me go ahead and deploy my talons, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about when it sweeps back around. So right now you see one dot right there. Right there. It just went over that dot. Now I'm going to deploy my talons real quick, and you will actually be able to see the talons whenever this sweeps back by here again. So here we go right here. Here's the motor. talons are down now. Now you'll see 2 other dots on each side of that one pop up on the screen. There's one talon, the motor, and there's the other talon. So in actuality, the back of the boat is way back here, which is 20 feet. So that just kind of gives you an idea of where you would need to put your cast at if you're looking at structure. So like over here, you can kind of see there's some type of log or something out here submerged, which is actually directly across from the back of the boat. So from back here, you would think that you need to cast at this angle, but you actually just cast straight across, and it's right over there. So I hope this helps you guys out. If it isn't clear, just leave me a few questions down in the comment section, and I'll see if I can clarify anything else you guys got for me. But this is just a quick tip for the day. So let me go ahead and pack it up, head on in. You guys have a good time out there on the water. Oh, and don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you have not, because I will be giving you tips like this every once in a while, and also coming out here on the lakes and showing you a few other things about the boat, other equipment, the way it works, and things like that. A few tips and tricks every now and then, and see me catching some fish. So hope you guys have a great day. All right, there we go, guys. All right, so that was just a quick tutorial on the Mega 360, how to set it up, and hopefully it has some information in there that will help you guys out as far as where you need to focus your cast, because that 360 setup is, I mean, I would say one of the main things about that is it allows you to pinpoint your cast. But if you are reading that screen wrong and thinking that that boat icon is the actual boat as opposed to being the transducer, that cast may be going a few feet off from where it needs to be, which will be a few feet off from that fish's mouth. so you may not get that bite. All right, so let's see. Did anybody have any other comments, questions while that stuff was playing? Let me just take a look in here and see what you guys have been talking about. All right, so let's see. All right, so we have Burning Neil. All right, so Burning, he's talking about that that short from earlier today. He says, was that a ducket rod that snapped? Oh, yes, it was. I have broke some ducket rods before, but I should not have been trying. That fish that I was flipping when that rod broke, it was over 3 pounds. It was somewhere between 3 and 4 pounds. But you know, I was trying to do something a little exciting for you guys, so I shouldn't have been flipping that fish anyways. All right, so let's see. Then we have Michael checking in. He says Lake X will be drawn down next week. I will not have access. How is Kiwi or Hartwell for winter fishing? All right. So I haven't fished Kiwi in years, since I was a little kid. So don't know much about that one. Hartwell, I'm pretty sure the water is going to be down on that one also. But the thing that I was showing you guys in that first clip is now is the time that you need to get out there and start scanning. So prepare for the future. If you get out there and scan with that side scan now, and you locate those high percentage areas where you can find those rocks, those ditches, those laydowns, those things like that that are currently out of the water, and mark those, you will have some gems. You will have some jewels that other people, they will have to look a little bit harder to find, and they may not find those things. So you will have things that people won't be fishing. So, you know, those kind of things are what kind of gives you that advantage whenever you're out there putting in work. Sometimes it will pay off, guys. All right, so let's see. Nate says, I find I have to be sitting pretty much still to get a decent return. So yeah, so that is on the 360. And once you kind of get used to it, yeah, it does kind of, depending on whether you're turning left, right, or moving. But once you get used to it and you have that speed set up the way that you like, whichever is best for you, you kind of get a gauge for, even if you're moving and you see something, then you can still kind of cast over in that direction based on where the transducer is pointing at that time. All right, and then let's see. All right, so Big Jim says, love fishing the end of ramps. Yeah, yeah, I like fishing the end of those ramps. That's kind of a, you know, kind of a hidden gem sometimes. All right, hey, no pun intended, hidden gem, huh? All right, so then we got Greg says, Big Jim, can you isolate the sweep between 11 and 1? The head quickly rotates back and forth between 11 and 1. So I think that may be kind of what I showed for one of those settings that you can do. I think that's answering your question. If not, maybe Big Jim already hopped in to answer that for you. All right, so let's see. Delta Bass says, good evening, good people. All right, good to have you into the live stream. All right, Vernon Neal says, your Helix 12 is a Gen 2. It used to be a Gen 2, but I upgraded. Ah, that's right. Got that upgrade. I got a G4N on that Helix 12 now. So yeah, I had to pay a little bit for it, but you know, I had to upgrade a little bit. All right, so let's see. Greg says I got ahead of my what is that? MB. He just demonstrated. Okay, you get okay, there we go. So maybe he's referring to let's see, yeah, that question. All right, so I did answer that question for you. Good deal. All right. And also, I was in the comments, guys. I was in there talking to you a little bit. Can you please hit the like button? I think you guys did hop on that. I think you guys did see that I put that in there. But yeah, if you could, please hit that like button so we can get those likes up. It does really help out the channel, guys. It helps push those videos out there so that more people will come and the community can begin to grow and get a little bigger. Because that is the thing, guys. We were at 5,000 subscribers just a few weeks ago. Now we're about to hit 5,200. So we're moving, we're shaking, we're making some things happen. So yeah, please hit that like button, guys. Really appreciate it. All right, then let's see. Big Jim. Okay, so he replied back to Greg. All right, so Jason says your video is looping. Was it looping? Was it looping? All right, so let's see. Let's see. All right, so Darren says, I got to go, fellas. Happy New Year. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's, Harry. All right, there we go. Good deal. All right, Vernon Neal says, cool. I will set up and dial in my Mega 360 off of that exact video. Thanks for the info, bro. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so yeah, I mean, you can't really miss. If you can see the boat ramp with your eyes, it'll be easy for you to see what the curb looks like, and you will begin to be able to relate what you're seeing on that 360 to what you're actually seeing. So now let's say you're off in an area where you're not able to see the boat ramp or actually see the rocks with your eyes, but now you're only able to see them on that 360. You will have seen that before, so now you will know what the rocks actually look like, what the laydowns look like. So I actually had another video that I showed you guys where I was scanning laydowns with the 360 and showed you how that information looked too. All right, so let's see. We have Jason. All right, so yeah, you guys in there chit-chatting and all that good stuff. All right, so Greg says, I use Teflon tape on the threads to tighten up the head. All right, so I guess you guys are answering some questions down there too. All right, Big Jim says he did the same. All right, let's see who else we have. Greg says Happy New Year. And Vernon Neal says, I see. I was wondering how you were getting mega live returns on a G2N unit. You thought I had a little secret going on. Nah, so that G2N, I recorded that video when I had that G2N. So I had to send it in for some repairs, and they you know, I had to pay a little extra, but they sent me a G4N unit. All right, so there we go, guys. All right, so I got caught up. So let me just go back and give a few shout outs, because anybody that supports the channel is showing me that you are seeing value in it. Really, really appreciate it. So special shout out to Jason, member of the money team. We also had Infinite Bassin checking in. Really, really appreciate it. All right, and let's see who else we had. I think we had somebody else. Can't forget anybody. Let's see. I think you guys knew who it was. We had special guest, Big Jim Fishing. All right, Big Jim Fishing dropping in the $9 super chat. Really, really appreciate that. And of course, the man of the evening. We have Bass for him. All right, he is the sponsor of the live stream. And like I say, guys, whoever gives the largest super chat, super sticker, cash app during the live stream becomes the sponsor of that live stream, because I am supported by my viewers. Really, really appreciate that, guys. All right, so let's see. Did you guys have any other questions? Because guess what we have? We have a special guest that wants to hop up here and, you know, talk a little bit about some fishing. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring up Big Jim Fishing. What's going on?
Hey, can you hear me? This is the first time I've used this camera.
Okay, so we can hear you good. Everything looks good. Your volume is very loud, though. So,
okay. Well,
yes.
I will tone my voice down a little bit.
All right. So, yes.
Now, my wife got me this camera for Christmas to try out to see if I like doing it.
Okay.
But anyway, man, what an awesome video and live stream that you've done tonight, showing people how to dial in their 360. You know, some of us, you know, we get cocky. We think we know everything, but you can always learn from someone just by watching their videos and participating in their live stream.
Exactly,
So,
exactly.
Great videos. With your permission, I would like to throw in a couple of tips.
Hey, let's go. Let's go ahead. Let's get it. All right, guys. So you have some exclusive info. We have Big Jim stepping in. All right, what you got? What you got, Big Jim?
I loved how you went to a boat ramp to dial in your 360 alignment. My boat ramps here aren't as deep as they are there on Lanier. So I always try to find a bridge, you know, that has riprap, and I'll have like a big solid concrete pillar.
Right.
And I'll get on the calm side of it. I'll spot lock. I take a Allen wrench, and you know, I get the boat straight up on that tiling, and then I'll be like, okay, my 360 is off just a hair. So then I'll pick up the trolling motor, undo the Allen, tweak the 360 just a little bit,
okay,
and get it to where it's almost perfect. And then you can go into settings and you can do the fine adjustment to align it up where it's perfect. I'm fortunate because my lakes are shallow. So, you know, I can drop down my power poles, put up the front on spot lock, and I can pretty much stay straight. But I use bridge pilings to do my alignment, and I check it at the beginning of every fishing year.
Gotcha.
Sometimes it gets bumped or loose, you know, when they're running down the lake.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's tip number one.
All right, you guys heard it. That was tip number one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Tip number two, I am throwing out secrets, man. But
so listen, so Big Jim is dropping gems. All right.
I like your channel so much, man, and I want to be able to let your viewers, and a lot of these guys I've seen on other forums, so I want to make sure that they get this information as well. Because that's why we do this, man, is to share info.
Right.
You know, and heck, I just have fun doing it. I mean, those of you who watch my videos, y'all know I love doing it.
Right. Yeah. But, I mean, because look, the thing is, we can't win them all. I mean, most of the time, I mean, you're not going to be winning anyway. So
I mean, I'm not as good of a fisherman as you are, dude. I'm like average. But boy, I sure look good out there doing it.
There you go. There you go.
But anyway, I'm good with my electronics. I am going to say that. So here's Big Jim's secret to getting the best views on side imaging and 360.
Okay. All right.
Because they're the same technology. The only difference is your 360 is rotating.
Gotcha.
Okay? It's the same technology. It's the same frequencies. So here's what you do. And you don't have to do this. This is what I do, and it looks beautiful.
Gotcha.
I like to run my strings hot. I've had people comment and say, you know, Big Jim, your string's too hot. And I'll be like, yeah, but I'm not going to tell you that secret why I run it hot. But I'm going to drop the dime right here. Y'all are going to know why I run them hot. When I first get to the lake, you know, not only do you need to dial in your Mega Live, but you also need to look at your side imaging and your 360 to make sure everything's good with, you know, the water conditions that you have that day. So the first thing I'll do, and this can apply to both your side imaging and your 360, is I'll start with my sensitivity at 17. Crank that sucker up. With your sensitivity on 17, turn your contrast to 1. And what's going to happen is your string's just going to blow out. It's going to be hot. Then take your sensitivity and start tweaking it up. 2, 3, 4. Stop at 4 and look. When you have your sensitivity high and your contrast low, what it's going to do, it's going to reflect hard off of hard surfaces. You will not have any doubt what a rock is or a shell bed or anything like that.
Gotcha.
But here's the secret. I've been holding it out. Your fish will be white. If you use color palette 3. Use color palette 3, and your fish will look like a white Tic Tac.
Gotcha. All right, guys. That was what I was about to ask, if you what color palette you're using. So that's what I use, is color palette 3. Okay.
Yep, color palette. So take it on up to 17, 18. Drop it all the way down to 1. It's going to blow your screen out. This is on side imaging and 360.
Gotcha.
And then turn your contrast all the way down. It's going to make your screen just very bright, and then start tweaking it in, and you will notice that your fish are going to show up as white.
Wow.
And off to the side, it will show a beautiful shadow.
All right.
So there you go.
That's it, guys. Now that is some very, very helpful information, because a lot of people, they have problems finding and seeing the fish on their side imaging and the 360. And the thing that I've told you guys is taking that time, putting in time on the water. You can't substitute that for anything else. You can watch as many videos as you want, but until you get out there and you set these adjustments up yourself and get out there and get those results, that is what you have to do. So really, really appreciate that.
And think about it. You have the screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most anglers do not use that screen because their picture starts to fade before it gets to the outer ring.
Right.
Excuse me. So by turning that sensitivity up and the contrast down, it's going to use that entire screen within your ring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now here's for tip number 3.
Uh-oh, we got a tip number 3, guys. Uh-oh, here we go. Tip number 3.
This one, MoneyBass, is going to make you use your income tax return and go get a target lock.
Oh, come on, man. Don't do it to me.
Here you go. Everybody knows that, there's times when the wind is up and it's going to position fish on structure. So I like wind. So I get out there on the lake. I got the wind blowing in my face, 7, 8, 10 miles an hour. And I find my waypoint of my brush pile, and I go past it, and I'm upwind of it. Get upwind of that waypoint and spot lock. Okay? You get spot locked, and then you can take and look at your 360 that's up on the nose, and you got your waypoint, on the screen there.
Mm-hmm.
And with a Solix, you can just touch the waypoint.
Right.
With the Helix, you got to bring it up. But get that waypoint up, and then you can select target lock. And your Mega Live is going to all of a sudden go turn all the way around and lock on that brush pile behind you. Now, here's the trick. So you're up on the front of the boat. You got the whole boat behind you, and then another, 50 feet before you get, or 60 feet before you get to your brush pile.
Right.
Go up to your console, pull up your 360 on your console, turn it on rear view. Get on your back deck, and then you can look over your shoulder, and you can check. Just keep checking where that brush pile is, and you can fish it from the back of your boat into the wind, and your boat will never move, and you know exactly where that target is. And if they're like you have 2 units, right? On your console. Put the 360 on one and put the Mega Live on the other one. And then you'll be able to see what they're doing while you're at the back of the boat. You'll be able to see it. So there's
yes, sir. All right, there we go. There we go. And I guess that does fall in line with what I was mentioning a little earlier when I showed people how to set it up to where you can just read the 360 based on what area, whether it's the side, left side, right side, the front, or the back of the boat. So yeah, so all of that kind of ties in, guys. So that is some very, very good info. All right, so yeah, definitely appreciate that.
I tell you, there's a lot of, I'm not going to say a lot. There's one channel in particular out there that beats down all of the, upgrades in electronics. I'm not going to mention any names, only because I respect the guy. We're similar in age.
Gotcha.
you know, I don't carry a flip phone anymore. You know,
Right.
I have dual computer screens right here. You know, I'm not
Yep.
operating on a VIC-20, if y'all remember what those were. I mean, I try to have the latest and greatest Apple computer, you know, because why? I can do more. I'm more
Right.
productive. And, you know, with technology, you don't have to use it, no. But dadgummit, it sure is fun when you're out there on the water and you can see a 5-pounder swimming around the top of a brush pile, and you're going to get out your Mega Bass jerk bait and you're fixing to just whop him in the head with it.
Right.
I mean, that is just so much fun.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
And here's the thing: forward-facing sonar, 360 side imaging, all this is great tools. It's not going to make them bite your bait.
That is correct.
You know, there's still a little technique in it. You got to know, you know, what is my rhythm going to be on my jerk bait? Do I stop it and just let it sit there in front of me? You know, I love bed fishing. Do you bed fish? Sight fish?
Man, I want to. I've tried it, but I'm just not good at it. When those months hit, that's when, like, if I'm fishing for points for anything, that's when guys have the chance to catch me, because I'm not, that's not my thing. Yeah.
All right. I'm dropping another tip here.
All right.
Never throw at the face of a fish. When you see them, throw at their tail and work that bait and hit their tail, because then they'll turn around and bite out of a reaction.
Okay. Okay.
So, you know, there's times when I won't use, you know, all this fancy stuff. And that's usually April and May. But I keep it on my boat because sometimes, you know, fish don't all spawn at the same time. They come in waves. I mean, here on Old Hickory Lake, we have fish that's still on the bed in June and early July.
Ooh,
it all depends on the water they release down from all Cordell Hole and Dell Hollow and all those other lakes. And what's really unique is that, you know, it's fairly cold water. So our fish spawn all the time. Now, the bad side of it on my home lake is that it dirties up. You really can't see them unless you're in certain spots.
Gotcha.
But, you know, it does not hurt to have the electronics on board. And, you know, guys like me and you, you know, we're trying to share our knowledge with other people.
Right.
And for me, that is enjoyment. It gives me a purpose. I enjoy doing it. And I just wanted to appreciate and thank you for letting me jump on tonight. And thanks for your channel, man. I know you said you watched my video. I'm fixing to invest in some money and turn this office here into a studio so that I can have better content.
I saw that.
Yeah, I'm wanting to step my game up a little bit. Even for my tournament videos, I'm going to be running 4 GoPros on the boat this year.
Wow, I saw that too. Yeah, I need to step up my camera game.
Yeah, but the main thing, I'm waiting on January 1st for tax purposes. But when January comes along, you know, I'm going to be investing in a Mac Studio with really good software so that I can edit 4 cameras of videos, plus graphics, you know, plus anything else that I want to throw in there. We're really going to be stepping up our game. And I appreciate your support, MoneyBass, and you got mine.
All right. Really, really appreciate it. Well, listen, before you drop down, let's do one more thing. And then, I guess because we've been rolling for about an hour and a half, something like that. Okay. So what we'll do is let's go ahead and get into the How Would You Fish It segment. And basically, guys, this is where I bring up a clip whenever I was out on the lake. The majority of the time, it will be when I was out on the lake, where I will bring up my 360 sonar, down scan, Mega Live, just some type of imaging. And we would just take a look at the conditions and determine how you would fish it. Then, you know, I'll read a few comments, see what you guys think, and then I'll let you know how I would fish it. And also, guys, looks like we're going to find out how Big Jim would fish it. So let me go ahead and share this clip. Let me just bring that up real quick and blow this up. All right. So as you see, we have a boat ramp. So let's go ahead and take a
okay.
All right, so we're gonna take a look at the clip, and it'll just be a short clip. And this is the 360. So let's go ahead and take a look at the clip, and then we'll see what you guys think. If you look on the screen, you can see it coming onto the screen right here. And you can see it coming onto the screen on this other side. So what I'll do is go ahead and stop this side over here. And as you can see, this one's still moving a little slower because it's set on chart speed of 3. All right, so once this one gets to a spot where I can see it pretty good, I'll go ahead and stop that one too. So now we just go back over here, go to menu, go down to SI Enhance. And now you can just play with these settings until you can get the images to pop the way that you want them to. And so you know this right here is the boat ramp. So you know this is the curb right here. And at the end of that curb, there's a bunch of rocks, and it's probably like old concrete and things like that from whenever they first poured those ramps. So, all right, so there we go. There we go. So what do you think, Big Jim?
What time of year is it?
Let's see. I didn't see the water temp. Let's just say, hold on. Let me just look and see if I can get it to move just a little bit. You just keep adjusting these settings until. Whoa, so that looks like that. You saw that, right? Looks like about 80 degrees.
Yeah, and it looks like you're in what, 30.7 feet of water?
Hold on. Let me just see if I can. It looks clear enough for you. Oh, okay. Yeah. So there we go. 82 degrees, about 30 feet of water.
And this is linear, right?
There you go. This is linear.
Okay. Well, I can tell you the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a shaky head off the end of that boat ramp. Probably red bug or green pumpkin.
All right.
Probably about being that it's 30 feet deep is what I'm wanting to get down to. Maybe a 1/4 ounce or 3/8 ounce head.
All right.
And that would be the very first cast I would make on that spot.
Gotcha. All right. All right. Sounds good. Now I'm looking to see if anybody is in the comments dropping what they would do in there. I don't see anybody in the comments yet. Hold on. Let me just look over here real quick just to see if anybody else wants to tune in, and let's see how they would fish it.
Yeah. While you're looking, the other thing I would do is I would chug a spinnerbait up as close as I could to that courtesy dock.
Okay.
Or if it's
okay.
80-something degrees, and if the sun's out, there might be 1 or 2 hanging out under the edge of it, especially if there was a shad spawn that morning.
Right. Okay. All right. So you're throwing in a little extra. All right. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, I took it down off the screen already. But hold on. Let me cancel that out. Yeah. So that, I guess the boat dock there was a little bonus. So that, I mean, it's fair game because it was in the screenshot. You know what I mean? We didn't necessarily say it had to be the boat ramp. All right, so we have a few guys dropping in now. Let's see what they have to say. So Michael wants to step in. So Michael is known for catching some big fish on Lake X. So he caught 2 10s in one day, and then the next week, the following day, I think he said he had a 13. So we don't know what Lake X is, but he's out there doing his thing. So he says, yeah, he sent me a few pictures. I should have pulled them up and showed them to you guys. All right, but he says a fluke just under the surface. Second is a shaky head. All right, good options. And then Hunter says he would throw a spinnerbait along the dock. Oh, look at that. All right, so he's being a little sneaky. So he kind of snuck one in there too. All right, so basically, guys, my number one thing on any type of rocky structure like that, I'm going to throw that shaky head over there. So for me, I know sometimes you want to go in there and do some power fishing, try to see if you can get some active fish to chase something like a crankbait, a rattle trap, depending on the water temp time of year. But we saw that was 82 degrees, but we can kind of throw that in there. I mean, I don't know if you guys watch Finn's Twins, but they have a YouTube channel. They fish Lake Lanier, and they had a video where they went out to Lake West Point and they were killing it, fishing boat ramps, throwing a rattle trap. but I think it was a little bit colder conditions during that time. But that's just something to keep in mind, guys. So for me, I will go over there, take my time, and work that shaky head. And the reason why I'm saying that also is because my hookup ratio with that is very high. So I want to make sure that if I do throw something on there, that I can get it back to the boat, not only just get it to bite. So there we go, guys. That is how I would fish it. All right. All right, guys. So let me just take a look in here just to see if there's any more comments anybody wanted to toss in here. Let's see. I know there was one that I had missed just a second.
My PB spot came from Lanier on a spinnerbait.
Ah, okay. All right. So mine came from Lanier and it was on a shaky head. Hey, yeah. So mine was a 5'11". What you got? What you got, Big Jim?
Oh, mine was only 4'2", but
4'2".
We don't have spots that big in Middle Tennessee.
Hey, I mean, that's up there. That's a nice one.
Well, we might. I just don't know how to catch them.
Gotcha. All right. So, yeah, we just have a few more comments in here. Let's just see what we got real quick. I'll run through these real quick. All right. So, for you guys that are out there running Garmin, Michael says, I run my Garmin's hot. I turn the color gain up to 82% and fish pop. All right. So, there we go. All right. So, there we go. So, Michael, he's out there catching those 10s and 13s. So, that might be something you guys take heed to right there. All right. Then we have Vernon Neal says, I'm not knocking Garmin, but all the Garmin live images look hot. Yeah, I mean, I think maybe they're setting it like that for a reason. And the thing that I always tell you guys is, for me, I'm not necessarily looking for the clearest screen image. I'm looking for the clearest image that allows me to see the fish and the cover that I'm fishing. So sometimes I may have a little more clutter or something on my screen, but if I can see the fish that I'm targeting, then that's pretty much what I'm focusing on. And the other thing, because sometimes whenever I've shown video clips of my live imaging or mainly my live imaging, you guys will mention like, hey, why is it your screen clear? I personally don't even notice that because I'm already looking past that and looking at the fish or the cover and just targeting what it is that I'm going after. All right, and let's see. So Greg, he wants to throw something in here. He says, MoneyBass, cranking up the sensitivity allowed me to see a picture of the fish and structure I wasn't seeing with the recommended 10 and +or-2 contrast and sensitivity settings. And so that's another thing, guys. So our eyesight, I mean, you see Jim has his glasses on. I don't have mine on. Mine are in the lake someplace. so our vision is a little different. So, I mean, you may have to tweak it a little bit to get it to what is best for you. So these are some settings that you can kind of start from and then just kind of work your way from there. So that's kind of what you always have to keep in mind. People's eyesight and things like that. Some people's screens are going to be a little closer. And the other thing that you want to keep in mind is the angle of your screen also. So that is something that definitely does make a difference. All right, then Michael says, Vernon Neal, that's why I like Garmin. I want as much unfiltered data as possible. I think any of the 3 brands help fishermen. Right, I definitely agree with that. All right, then let's see. Michael also says fluke. Okay, that's when he was throwing in his info about the how would you fish it. All right, and then Jason. All right, member of the money team, always supporting the channel. Really, really appreciate it. He says, I would fish a shaky head or drop shot for sure. The ramp on the left side of the boat. Okay. Motor oil or green pumpkin. All right. So he says a drop shot or shaky head. But to me, that drop shot.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. That's kind of scares me a little bit. That's because I throw my drop shot on 8-pound line. And you saw those rocks down there. Sometimes it can be like some rebar, or you just don't know it's like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're gonna get, so I don't want to throw my 8-pound line over in that stuff. But yeah, so that green pumpkin, motor oil, those are some good colors. Those will work. All right, then we have Michael says, here's a bait most people don't think of, a number 9 shad wrap. Ah, okay. So he's throwing a little something else in there. Yeah. So I mean, those treble hooks for me, like I said, in a tournament situation, I prefer to catch them on that single hook. But yeah, so that you are right. That is something that will that will definitely work. All right, then let's see. Michael says, I caught an 8-pound spot on Kiwi. Woo! Okay, an 8-pound spot on Kiwi in 2002. Let me see. It was the state record for 5 minutes. Oh man, not 5 minutes. A guy caught an 8.5 pound spot on Jokissy. All right, there we go. All right. Look who we have stepping in, guys. We have LJ, James Harmon. LJ here. What did I miss? Man, LJ, you missed everything. So we've been rolling for an hour and a half. This one isn't quite as long. I know generally I'll run for about 2 hours, but LJ, you missed everything. So, but you can go back and watch it on the replay. Let's see. So LJ says, when you tweak the Humminbird Mega Live, it's awesome. It is a mega. There we go. It's a mega. And you can see fish poot if you tweaked it up right. All right. So LJ knows what he's talking about. LJ is a guide on Lake Lanier, so he really does his thing. LJ, you got to hit me up, man. I mean, when you gonna come on? I mean, scoop me up sometimes. We can get out there and see where these spots are at. All right, let's see. LJ also says we smoked. Whoa, let me see. We smoked the today with the Mega Live 2D screen and the Mickey rig. Okay, so he smoked them today. All right, and he says, I'm digging the Humminbird hat.
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah.
I didn't know. See, the light is shining off my bald head. That's why I decided to wear the black hat.
Gotcha. Got me. I need one of those. I mean, I need to holler at Josh. Where's my Humminbird hat?
Man, he's waiting on you.
Hey, I mean, me and Josh, we went out on Lake Lanier. I mean, he was out there doing his thing, so he knows how to catch those spots on Lake Lanier.
Yeah, so, I'm going to be seeing him this month up at the East Tennessee Fishing Show.
Gotcha. I need to send him a message so we can get on the lake before he starts back getting busy and everything.
Yeah, we're going to be running the Humminbird booth up there.
So LJ says, "What's up? What's going on? I need that shirt too." he wants a little bit of everything. Yeah, that's nice. Do they have shoes and socks? All right.
I'll tell you what, Humminbird does have a nice Carhartt hoodie that has the same logo on it that is smoking.
Gotcha. Yeah, it looks nice. But all right, guys. So we have been running for an hour and a half. Looks like we have dropped some great information. I really appreciate everybody that has chipped in and sponsored tonight's live stream. All right, let's see what LJ says. You're going to be up there with Josh. Yep. Yeah. So he knows Josh too. Yeah, I mean it's a small world out here. All of us pretty much know each other. So yeah, me and Josh were out on the lake. It's probably been about 3 weeks ago, I guess. But yeah, I gotta hit him up so we can get out there before he starts back getting busy. All right, guys. So like I said, I really, really appreciate everybody for supporting the live stream. Let me just go through here and give another shout out. Shout out to Jason, member of the money team. He hit us with the $10 cash app. We also had Infinite Bassin checking in. All right, Infinite Bassin. Make sure you guys check out his channel. He is from California, land of the big fish, guys. He has a nice channel. He uses Humminbird systems, and he is a tournament fisherman. Make sure you check out his channel. And then we have the sponsor of the show, Bass for Him. He hit us with the $20 super chat. Really, really appreciate it. If you see the banner scrolling at the bottom, that is where we list the sponsor of each live stream. So really, really appreciate that. And for you guys that were interested in the merch, the link is down below. And also, please do not forget to check the description. I always put helpful information, discounts, any good products, and the things that we discussed during the live stream. Those links will be in the description to help you guys out. And also, here we go, guys. Check it out. We got Big Jim. Big Jim wanted to hop in. He was the sponsor. He was sitting in that sponsor seat for about 5, 10, 15 minutes. Really, really appreciate it, guys. All right, so let me just hop down here one more time. Just make sure we didn't miss out on any of the messages that we had coming in. All right, hold on one second. All right, so yeah, Harry said you were repping the merch. And okay, so Harry's in here talking about chicken hawk, girl last on the back shirt underneath the Humminbird. All right, there. All right, so look at Jim. He's in the comments too. Jim's a little bit of everywhere. All right, guys. All right, Jim, really, really appreciate it. Let me know when you get that live stream set up. And if you need any help with any information or anything, I mean, reach out to me. You have my number and you have my contact information. So we'll get it set up and get it rolling.
Thanks again, MoneyBass. I really appreciate you having me on. And everybody make sure you like this live stream and everything and continue to support the little guys like me and MoneyBass. Thank you very much.
All right. Appreciate it, Jim. I'll see you on the next one. All right, guys, that is all for tonight. And if you are catching on the replay, make sure you get active in the comment section, guys. Really, really appreciate everybody. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out if you did not hit it on the way in. And let me know if there's any other topics or any questions or anything that you want to get into for next week's live stream. All right, guys, have a happy new year. Stay safe out there.